Did you know that a majority of small businesses use some form of funding to get started? So if you're out there looking for capital, you won't be alone when you search for funding options. Today, I'm going to make it simple for you and give you 6 easy options to consider. Watch to find out more. If you're growing your business, you need to subscribe to my channel, Pitch Deck's Wow Investors. I'll give you some great strategies and tips to help you achieve your goal. Hit the bell and you'll be notified when my videos are posted. Hi, I'm Antonia from aok.com.au, and I've been where you are, and also done a deep dive on the various ways to fund my businesses. Some are more traditional than others, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to what suits your needs and your comfort level. We're going to start with what looks like the least risky option, funding your business yourself. As long as you aren't in an industry that requires a great deal of capital, like manufacturing, it may be possible that you could fund your own business, either by using your savings or your personal credit card. This isn't a bad option because you retain control of your business and can jump right in without having to worry about pitching and the time-consuming search for investors. The joy is you can be flexible with your plans and change direction without consulting anyone. Investors will also be impressed with you for having the confidence to back yourself. There are some downsides though. Unless you've won on the lottery, your funds will be pretty limited, and once it's spent, you will no longer have a personal financial safety net. This will put you under pressure to find the revenue to cover your personal and business overheads. Next up, crowdfunding. There have been some fantastic success stories come out of crowdfunding companies like Kickstarter. One successful example is Oculus VR. After their campaign, they had over 9,500 backers and had raised over $2.4 million. It was great. They were eventually bought out by Facebook. What a success story. If you aren't setting your sights so high, you can take a leaf out of PopSocket's book. They had 520 backers and raised 18,000, but went on to grow to a revenue of over 200 million. Sounds like a really great option. However, crowdfunding has become congested and the platform fees can be quite high. You also have to have all your ducks in a row as it requires a strong marketing and investment strategy to succeed. Your video pitch will need to be spot on to catch the attention of potential investors, and you will need to back that up with a great website and have the help of a clever PR company. You could take the traditional route and get a bank loan. It's the road most often traveled, but rules out startups, as you'll need to have been in business for a number of years so that you can prove you are a viable business with strong annual revenue. The other side of the coin is you'll have to have an excellent credit rating. If you can swing it, you have the advantage of not having given up any equity in your business and again, saved yourself time having to create a pitch deck and hit the road looking for investors. Have you thought about asking family and friends? As a capital raising opportunity, this isn't such a bad idea. After all, they'll be more forgiving if it takes longer than expected to achieve your goals. It's also a great opportunity to practice pitching to a warm audience before you hit the road looking for an angel investor. It will also give you an opportunity to look at what form the funding is going to take, either as a loan or as equity in the business. That doesn't mean you get to relax your approach when you're pitching to family and friends. You'll still need a good business plan and a stunning pitch deck so they can understand your plans and are clear about the risks. No matter who you are pitching to, the right content in your pitch deck is crucial. Download my content guide. It has been used by businesses around the world and I know it works. The link for the free content guide is in the description. Another option is finding an angel investor. They are your next option after you've done your fundraising with family and friends. They tend to invest in you as the founder and the idea, rather than the financials, although that is important. In other words, they get caught up in the passion of you and your idea. You'll definitely need to have a compelling pitch deck and business plan for this approach. You'll also need to practice your pitch so that it is compelling. You might want to check out my video, How to Improve Your Pitch Deck, Be Passionate, Powerful, and Persuasive. Angel investors are a great source of funding, as they tend to play a passive role in your business. You just have to bear in mind you could be working with inexperienced investors that aren't qualified to help or advise you, but still may try. It's at this point you may have to give up some equity in your business. If you've been in business for at least a couple of years, you might want to consider looking for a venture capitalist. If you are at this point, you will have made sales and have greater insight into your market and your business. This will be important, as venture capitalists tend to want opportunities that are scalable and cash flow positive. The funding is usually for larger amounts, making this the most powerful option. Having a venture capitalist on board will mean your due diligence and funding processes will be in order, and you'll be adding some very capable people to your board. This will give you a spike in the credibility stakes, and if done right, attract some media attention. When you're out there looking for a venture capitalist, don't forget, it can take a lot of shoe leather to find the first investor. I hate to say it, but no one wants to be the first one. Once you've accepted the equity or investment, you will be then working towards shared goals and timelines. And that can take a little getting used to. Have you had a red-hot go at your pitch deck and it's still leaving investors flat? Upload what you have so far and I'll review it for you. You'll find the website link in the description. Do me a favor and hit the like button, and while you're there, subscribe to my channel. Finding investors can be daunting and can take many years, but don't forget, you are following your dreams, so keep on pitching with passion. You are just one pitch away from success.